Ian, can you see me okay?
Yep.
All right, we can hear you just fine. So you're up with the media here. And we'll go ahead. Looks like we got hands raised already. We'll go to Joe Person to start it off for Ian Thomas. Joe, you're on mute.
Sorry, try this again. First day with my new Zoom. Good to see you, buddy. What was it? Coach Rule just said it's been kind of night and day for you this year, this offseason, and he credited the fact that you're getting these reps. What was last year like for you learning a new offensive system, knew everything on the fly?
It wasn't really on the fly, but just I think doing it in person rather than virtual was a big step for me because virtually I just wasn't really feeling it at the time. Well, not at the time, but just I guess staying in tune with being locked in through a computer or through an iPad and getting them reps and I guess learning the little things of the offense was really off to me last year. And this year was a lot easier because I can actually hear it through someone face to face and actually talk through it on the field. So that was a big difference.
All right, let's go to Nick Carboni and then Elena Getzenberg.
Ian, Coach Rule talked about what a great offseason you've had. He indicated a lot of that is to do with the in-person stuff. But I guess what have you really tried to focus on, and what do you want to prove to this coaching staff this season?
Everything. Each year you want to improve on, I guess, things that you didn't think you were good enough at or things that you did well. So just to keep up on your game. But I try to keep up with everything, to be honest. So in my off season, I go through the basic things every time. So lifting, running, stretching, a bunch of small things and like keeping my body right. So, yeah.
Hey, Ian, was there anything, coming off of last season and, overall the tight end production was on the lower side? Were there any major frustrations for you there? What were your takeaways from kind of after last season came to an end and just taking it all in?
Well, first I thought I had to do more myself was one of the things I thought. But I mean, I can't really put anything on anybody else or anything else. I can't really point out anything. It's just I would have to say that I have to get myself better to perform better. So.
And do you feel like a major difference this offseason? Like, obviously Coach Rule brought it up to us today, but like, have you really noticed that within yourself?
I feel a lot more faster, but I mean, I do the same things every offseason, but I try to do everything 100% and at the top of the line. So with my trainer and I put together a plan and we just hammered it out through the offseason.
All right, Will Pelagic and then Jonathan Alexander.
Ian, you're kind of a guy in that room who's dealing with basically a brand new room there with Dan involved and obviously Tommy. What's it been like to be around those guys? And do you feel like, being kind of that guy who's hung around gives you a bit of a leg up on those guys?
It's been pretty fun getting to know those guys, especially on the field and what they think about the offense. And, you learn new things through different people. So that's been one. And not really, we all try to make it as easy as possible, especially being a tight end. It's hard being a tight end and on the pass routes, the run routes, and being in tune with the receivers and the linemen. So we're always learning from each other. So we try to keep it as easy as possible.
And just a quick follow-up, what have been your initial impressions? I know it's early, but what have been your initial impressions on working with Sam?
It's been pretty good. Sam is a great quarterback. He's a great guy. He does everything right. He wants everything to be perfect. So that's the quarterback I think that we need.
What's up, Ian? Hope all is well. Correct me if I'm wrong. It sounded just based on your first answer that that the pandemic really had an effect on you. Is that correct in saying effect on your play, how you approach everything? Is that correct in saying that?
Correct. Yeah.
How do you hope this year is different for you?
Different for me as a player?
Yes, sir.
I mean, football is football. You have to go out there and play every Sunday, and no one's going to feel bad for you if you don't know the playbook as well, if you not playing as well. And like I said, took that upon myself to make myself better as a player.
Let's go to Darren Gant and back to Joe Person.
Ian, how much pressure was it on you this offseason when you see him go out and sign a guy like Dan in free agency, draft a tight end in the 3rd round? I mean, does that sort of get your attention and worry you a little bit in a sense?
That's every year in football. Just got to go and play ball. I mean, those guys are great guys, and I'm glad they brought them in. But I'm here to play football, and that's what I'm gonna do every day.
Ian, was there something, if you don't mind, like family related that really had the pandemic hit home for you?
I lost a few family members through COVID, but I wouldn't say it was a reason or a cause of my I'm not sure how to say it, but that short from through the pandemic. So
And then you mentioned switching back to football, feeling faster this spring. Did you change up your, any of your training methods and have you been on the clock yet to confirm your feelings?
no, I haven't, but I guess just losing a little bit of weight, slimming up, and just feeling like more explosive through my legs. So I think that's why.
All right, looks like we can finish up with Elena Getzenberg. Go ahead, Elena.
Hey, Ian, I was just curious, going into the last year of your contract, are you thinking about that at all? Is that any extra pressure or motivation for you?
It's always motivation, but I wouldn't say pressure. Motivation to do well, to feed my family, and to have a successful career. And that's always, I guess, the goal. So.
All right, Ian, thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Media, that will do it for today's availability. Thanks for joining and have a great rest of your afternoon.